4th of July weekend, got out and played Laurel Hills Golf Course in Lorton, Virginia. It is a good course. I'm going to say this. I played the first couple holes of that course, and I was like, man, I'm going to end up thinking that this is one of my favorite courses. I mean, this course, I was really impressed with it on the first 2 or 3 holes. It's a big, open hitter's course. It had great grass. It didn't have really tight fairways, but they weren't too wide either. Good, decent verticality. It has a nice clubhouse. The staff there is really nice, really helpful. It was one of those courses where the course was really great, but the environment let it down. And it was one of those courses where the course was really good, but the environment let it down. I think that this course could easily rival Raspberry Falls and Whiskey Creek in terms. I certainly enjoyed playing it a lot more than I enjoyed playing Raspberry Falls. I don't know if I would say it was enough to blow Whiskey Creek out of the water, but it was definitely good. I think it may have lacked a certain degree of challenge, of panache that Whiskey Creek has, that I think may possibly hold Whiskey Creek still above. Well, it actually does. I won't say it might. It does. The course is a good course, but it's only so interesting. It's like a mildly interesting course. It's more like Virginia Oaks and a couple other courses in the area that of Northern Virginia, in the sense that it's got that kind of waste, which is moderately challenging, waste. It could have been worse. You could certainly see that they'd cut down the waste where it was straw and stuff in places, and they'd cut it down to maybe ankle height. You could still go in there and find your ball and hit it out of there. You weren't going to hit long out of it, but you could go in there and get it out of it. And it didn't have that stupid waste where it's like ivy, which I've seen in some places where ball can go in literally into what looks like 2 or 3 inches of waste, but it's all ivy and you can't see shit in there. It's like a black hole that goes in there. This course was nothing like that. It was a decent course. There certainly was some woods and waste off the fairway, but it was wide enough to where it wasn't really overwhelmingly in play. It was reachable, but not overwhelmingly so. And again, it was one of those courses where if your game was in decent shape, you would find it a good challenge. It was long from the back tees, 72 yards from the back tees. I'd say it probably sloped about 130, 135, somewhere in that range. It was, maybe even 140. I think it lacked one feature that I think the 140, 150, 145 courses usually have, which is a lot of waste and stuff around the greens. This course definitely did not have that. You could see that there were expansive areas around the greens. However, it was short grass, not really long rough around the greens, and the balls would definitely bounce and skip and go off into the deeper waste. But the deeper waste was maybe 50 yards behind the green. It wasn't like something that you had plenty of room to land. It's just that in some cases there were steep slopes behind the greens going into the woods. In some cases there were moderate slopes, but always there was a slope around the backside of the green, and your ball is going downhill into the woods if you put any real speed on it to go past the green. So it wasn't like it was suicide to go long, but it wasn't one of those things where you want to be way long. It was a good moderate middle ground compromise, in that it would punish you for hitting out of control long or wide right or left, but you weren't going to be punished if you were moderately left. I thought it was a great course to play. I thought it was a good course to play. I really enjoyed it. The holes were a good challenge. The greens were nice grass. A little marked up, certainly not like in the best condition, but certainly definitely good grass. A little slow in the summer heat, but just a wonderful course. Fairways in great condition, not outstandingly good, but certainly decent. A really great find. Really good course. It is certainly now, I would say, one of my favorite courses in the area. I would certainly put it up in the top 5 public courses in the DC area that I played, without a question. I have a hard time, saying specifically which courses I would think that would be better to play. Not many houses, but there are some houses. There's some apartment buildings, And there's some road noise. You know, it did bring it down a notch or two with the road noise on about a third of the course. The apartment complex or condo complex back by the backside, 10, 11, 12, 13, is somewhat oppressive. You know, I could hear some mumbling and chattering when I was playing. You know, on some of the back tees like 12 and 13, and you know, unfortunately, but it basically a good set of holes back there. If you don't, you know, let the fact that there's a big apartment complex right there, you know, get to you. It was good, and it's not that far out of the city, which is, I guess everyone's leaving, and it's not that far out of the city, which is another key thing, an important thing about it. It is literally Lorton, okay, and you go down to Lorton on 95, the Lorton X, which is, I guess, just past Springfield, not too far at all. You make that right coming off instead where the auto train is, and instead of going left like you go to Pohick Bay, you go like a mile to the right, and then make a right turn and go a mile up the hill to the right back towards DC. You know, and it's right there. It's not like the most obvious place because it's tucked around behind the school, but it's maybe half an hour out of DC, maybe at the most, out of downtown DC. It is in a convenient location. It's a great course. It's a little expensive. I played on Saturday afternoon. It was $70 with a cart. They have a decent clubhouse. I wouldn't say it did well in the hot dog test at all. It certainly, you know, they gave you the steamed, wrapped, you know, hot dog, which is, I don't know why they even bother selling these things. They're all mushy and wet, you know, when they cool off. They're not that good when they're first steamed. Not at all impressed by the hot dogs, let's put it that way. But, you know, good selection of beer, no hard liquor. They had the beer, they had drinks, decently priced, nice shirts and stuff, clubs, balls. They had Mongo balls that were like $10 for a dozen, and I ended up buying $20 of those. Let's put it that way, and played, and it was a good fun outing, a good nice outing. Unfortunately, I thought the 18th hole, unfortunately the geese had taken it over and dropped poop all over it, so I didn't even get the putt on it. But I think this was really a really good outing. Although it did, I think, lack to a certain degree a certain level of panache that I have seen at other courses. You don't go out there and you see a lot of flowers and stuff like that, like you certainly would see at Bethpage or at Whiskey Creek or even at Twin Lakes. You don't see any of that stuff. They don't do that, or they haven't done that there. It's got a decent driving range. Some chipping greens, which you rarely see chipping greens, but they had chipping greens and putting greens. And you could drive right up to the nice clubhouse in your cart and stuff, and it was a nice view from the back deck and all. Really nice. Just kind of a little, a little mundane, a little bit. But a great course. And I certainly thoroughly enjoyed the round, even for that money. It was nice. A really nice course, nice outing of golf. So I give it a B, definitely. It's definitely not an A course. It's a good course, but not an A course. There's too many issues, and they all together knock it out of the A. The fact that the course isn't all that exciting of a course knocks it out of the B+. The fact that it is a nice, long, good challenge of a course without a lot of traps and tricks and crap, and certainly not ridiculous waste and stuff like that, keeps it up above a B-. It's a little expensive, which likewise keeps it, below a B+. But all in all, it's a solid B course. I think it's an awesome course, but still just a B course. That's Laurel Hills in Lorton, Virginia.